Hi, everyone. Today, we are going to put emphasis on a controversial topic: should Japan develop nuclear energy? I'm your instructor, Mrs. Tara M. We will go through 3 parts today: the background information of nuclear energy in Japan, and the efficiency of nuclear energy. Finally, we will analyze whether it is irreplaceable or not. First, the generation of electricity in Japan consists of nuclear energy, fossil fuels, water power, and other sustainable energy. The graph showed in the board illustrates the proportion of it. There are 54 nuclear plants in Japan, which generates 937,200,000,000 watts energy in maximum. And each watt of energy charges for 6 yen. However, after Fukushima nuclear disaster, government started to reduce the use of nuclear energy. In light of this, other energies, especially fossil fuels, have to produce more in order to fill the gap of the nuclear energy, and as such the electricity charge finally increased by 25%. Besides, importing fossil fuels led to trade deficit at that year. So, how did people think? 77% of them think that nuclear energy should be banned. Just like the example of organic food, if it becomes the major food resource, because it is healthy, many people will die in starvation, as they cannot afford it. Hence, to prevent the citizens from affording economic burdens, nuclear energy should be involved. Next, I will talk about the long-term impact of nuclear energy after Fukushima disaster. Japan is an island country with limited natural resources. Niigata, Akita, and Hokkaido can only supply 0.3% of their energy uses. Therefore, they rely on the imported natural resources. Japan has faced the first time of trade deficit in these 30 years, since 2011. From 2011 to 2014, Japan were continuously deficit. However, deficit rate have decreased 88.2% in 2015. Besides, the cost of imported energy increases significantly. Petroleum, natural gas and the LNG thermal energy are the major energy supply used for transport and industry. Moreover, 99% of the petroleum are imported energy. Their GDP decreases 1%, while international petroleum price had increased $10. 87% of the energy are concentrated in Middle East, leading to unstable supply of energy. More than that, the import of the fossil fuel may be impeded by the political factor. Hence, it will be contingent on the relationship between Japan and other countries. Japan are controlled by the petroleum exporting countries, and their bargaining power will become low politically. Their economy just like the oil situation in 1973. Thus, nuclear energy is irreplaceable, that the fossil fuel will be affected by the external factor of the environment worldwide. Japan used 9 trillion yen for importing petroleum from 2012 to 2014. These has increased the government burden enormously.
Can other electric power replace nuclear power? How hydroelectric power generate the electricity? The electricity is generated by hydropower. The use of the gravitational force makes water falling or flow. Although there are 316 rivers in Japan, it only has small rivers. Take Taishio to be an example. The length of this river is 256 kilometers. Is this enough to build up hydroelectric power? The answer is no. Compared to nuclear power, Akiba Dam is a good example we can see. 3 stations only generates total 127,100 kW. Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant generates 4.7 GW. Japan only can build up a mini hydroelectric power station in some agricultural aqueduct, and we can see the powerful of nuclear power. We will compare the effectiveness of the nuclear power between Japan and United States America. Location of Japan. Japan is on the convergent boundary between Amur Plate and Pacific Plate. That means Japan will always have earthquake and tsunami when the plates move mightily. Japan's nuclear power plants location. The nuclear power plants are in coastal areas. If the tsunami is happening, it definitely destroys the nuclear power plants. Location of America. Compared with US, it is on the convergent boundary and transform boundary between Pacific Plate and North American Plate. America will also have earthquake. America's nuclear power plants location. The location of the nuclear power plants is in the east of America. They are far away from the boundary. Therefore, USA can avoid the damage which caused by the earthquake, tsunami, but Japan cannot. If there is no nuclear power in Japan, they should import coals from other countries. So, the energy charge will increase. Eventually, Japan will plan to reopen the nuclear power plants. In conclusion, nuclear energy should not be banned because it is indispensable, though it is dangerous in a certain extent.
In the future, the government expected to reduce the ratio of nuclear energy, and as such more sustainable energy is used. The percentage of nuclear energy will be reduced to 15%. The sustainable energy will be increased to 24% in 2030. Last but not least, the following are our reference webpage. Thank you for your watching. Bye bye.